Number 17, forward Valerie Halamov. And number 20, goalie Velislav Tretyak. And the head coach, Konstantin Loktev.
He's playing with the Soviet wings. Who's this one?
Tony, remember watch that from Curso?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Boston Bruins. Number 1, goalie Gilles Gilbert. Number 30, goalie David Reese. Number 6, defenseman Daryl Edderstrand. Number 20, defenseman Dallas Smith. Number 22, defenseman Brad Park. Number 23, defenseman L. Sims. Number 25, defenseman Gary Doak. Number 29, defenseman Joe Zanussi. Number 8, forward Ken Hodge. Number 10, forward Jean Rattel. Number 11, forward Andre Savard. Number 12, forward Wayne Cashman. Number 14, forward Dave Forbes. Number 17, forward Bobby Schmutz. Number 18, forward Hank Nowak. Number 19, forward Greg Shepard. Number 21, forward Don Marquardt. Number 24, forward Terry O'Reilly. Number 27, forward Doug Gibson. And number 9, Captain Johnny Busick.
Big John, davai.
And the coach of the Bruins, Don Cherry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our organist, John Calley, will play the Soviet national anthem, to be followed by the American national anthem, which will be sung by Miss Lindsay Heames.
comes the traditional presentation of gifts prior to this hockey game. And as usual, plaques presented by the Boston Bruins, the NHL member club with the Boston logo, in exchange for a pennant from the Central Red Army Club of the Soviet Union. Our coverage of Super Series 76, Game 6, continues in just a moment.
The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Victor Dombrowski. He's at center. He is the visiting official. There he is. He's flanked by D'Amico on the right and Stickle on the left. Shlukov goes to center with Alexandrov on one wing and Vikulov in the other. And the puck is cleared into the Soviet zone, and immediately we get an icing called against the Bruins.
I'm kind of surprised, Brian, that they started Rattel, Marcotte, and Schmutz against that line. I thought they'd play him against Karmelov for sure.
Soviets, everybody up on the face-off. Dallas Smith behind the net, and Vikulov doing the forechecking. Park cleared it out. It goes to center. Lutsenko to the other side, broken up by Dallas Smith and Rattel. Cleared it into the Soviet zone. There's Schmutz in there against Lutsenko. It's stopped by Park. Park takes the shot right on. And Tretiak is traveling from the net. And it's cleared away by Sagankov out over the line. And a golden scoring opportunity for the Bruins as Park intercepted that pass-out. The Bruins again clear it in. And it's Park knocking it in along the wing. Lutsenko losing it, and it's recovered by Alexandrov. Here's Rattel with a weak shot. Marcotte goes to the corner. Back to the point it comes to Park. He tipped it in there for Schmutz. Schmutz trying to center it, and he hit the mesh. The Gankov for the Soviets ahead. Shlukov has it, and he's called on the offside.
Still tremendous pressure early in the hockey game by the Boston Bruins as Rattel and then Marcotte missed from point blank.
It was a great opportunity, but you notice how Brad Park came in there and really cut off the play. Here's an interesting pair-up, Karmelov and Cashman. They had a little bit going in 72.
I guess I remember that.
And we have Maltsev at center, Mikhailov on one wing. Bruins keeping it in. It's off a leg. Cashman bumping in the corner against Gusev. They struggle. Maltsev gets it. It's stopped by Shepard. And the shot goes off Gusev. And the Bruins going to the attack here. Here's Cashman. And Busey gets shot right on. Tretiak making the save.
Tretiak, the Red Army goaltender, getting up as we watch this replay, Phil.
That Chief's in the favorite spot of mine when I play with Cashman, and he made a good shot. Tretiak made a great save.
Now Shepard tries to get the shot away. There's Busey. Vasiliev clearing it ahead. Harlamov dashing in on that right side, dropping it back, and Busey takes over. Mikhailov getting it back to Harlamov at the line. It's stopped by Shepard to Busey. Busey back for Shepard, picked up by Busey. Over to Cashman going in. Back to Shepard going in on goal. And the shot goes off a player. Enderstrand shoots it. Now Mikhailov getting a break. Mikhailov going right in on goal. And an electrifying save by Gilbert. Tremendous save by Gilbert. Here's Cashman back in over the Soviet line. He's mixing it up with Vasiliev. Mikhailov out to Harlamov. He's in over the Boston line. Harlamov shoots, and Gilbert again with a big save.
Two brilliant stops by Gilbert from the Garden in Boston. Super Series 76.
Face off to the right of Gilbert, who has been spectacular. Lobanov, first time in the series, he's working on the boards. He's out there with Kudryagin and Papa. Now Pushkin played it to the line. Dallas Smith intercepting, going in. Off the boards, Forbes, and he flashes it wide. Here's O'Reilly going in against Volchenkov. It's behind the net. A mix-up between O'Reilly and Volchenkov. Dallas Smith keeping it in. There's O'Reilly around the Soviet net. He centered it. And Volchenkov cleared it behind the net to Kuzkin. Up to Popov. Back it goes. Into the center ice area. Lobanov. Savard got a piece of him. Volchenkov clearing it to Lobanov. Off his leg to the board. He's knocked down by Dallas Smith. Volchenkov to Kuzkin on the far side. Kudyigin for the Soviets. Luchenko now on the ice. He turns at the Soviet line. Played it into the center ice area. Looked off to Popov down in over the Boston line. Here's Popov. He's turned around by Dallas Smith, and Forbes comes up with it. His pass goes down the ice, and back after it goes Luchenko. The Bruins and the Soviets, scoreless. Marcotte fell against the Gamecock, who tried to line up Gary Dose.
Game getting quite physical, Phil Esposito.
Well, as long as they keep hitting like this, the Bruins, and keeping it clean, and don't get penalties, stupid penalties against the Soviets, they'll be all right.
Here's a replay and a hit here. And this is the longest in any of the three Army NHL games that has gone without the first goal being scored. Schutt scored for Montreal at 3:16, and at New York it was Vickers after 21 seconds.
Right.
Spots on with Rattel and Marcotte. Dope. Cleared it around the board. Here's Marcotte in the corner getting set. He centered it. It's second to Rattel, and he couldn't pick it up. The Soviets clearing it out. Edestrand drifting it in. The Gamecock going in against Rattel. Into the corner. Here's Rattel trying to get it loose against the Gamecock. And the play is stopped. And Brian and Phil, I have Schmotts up there with flip-flops.
I'll tell you one thing, that number 6, when we first saw the program, they said he was 5'9". That's that Sagankov. He's about 6'2", I think.
Just a typographical error.
Now there's Schmott chasing it to the board. The Gankov cleared it out. On it is Schmott. Heads back, takes the shot, and he rattled it off Sagankov's leg. Luchenko to Alexandrov. Schmott is in there. Now Edestrand on the left side. Couldn't get it. Glukov knocked it to center. Comes up with it himself. The big fellow is in on the right side to Alexandrov. And he hit Edestrand. Here come the Bruins at center. And it's shoveled in there by Edestrand, and he was pulled over and went sliding into the board.
Well, forechecking, Phil, has been the story for the Bruins so far, and they've effectively throttled any chance the Soviets have to get out of their own zone on many occasions.
Well, I'll tell you, Brian, this is the line now that they have to stop. That's Maltsev, Mikhailov, and Karmelov. That's the line that I think has done the most against NHL teams so far, and if they can stop them, they'll be all right.
And the Bruins up on the face-off. There's Park flashing 3 or 4 feet wide. Busey getting it back to Park. He winds up and jumping off the rebound. And it's cleared by Gusev. Now Mikhailov trying to work out. He's stopped by Shepard. Busey tried to move in there. And it's Gusev hitting Harlamov. He's bumped by Busey. Park tried to keep it in. Now Busey hits it into the corner. The Gusev in there. Shepard after him. There's no score in the first period. Now it's Maltsev hitting the Bruin line, trying to get through there. And Shepard knocked it into the center ice area. Gusev to Vasiliev. Into the center ice area to Maltsev. Over the line. Harlamov going in. And that quick wrist shot went off Gilbert. Has he been hurt?
He looks as though he's shaken. Tonight's game is coming to you from the Garden in Boston.
Lining up for the face-off to the right of Gilbert. He was shaken up on that wrist shot by Harlamov. He went off to the side of the net, but he's okay now. He has been outstanding. He's pulled off 2 beautiful saves. The Bruins out shooting the Soviets 6-3 so far. Now Vasiliev in on the left side. The shot right on. And they're deadly accurate with these shots. Here's Shepard up on the left wing, dropping it back. And there to pick it up was Vasiliev, but it was offside. They're quite accurate with these shots, Phil, just like you.
They are, well, but I'm kind of surprised that they aren't putting like Marcotte or somebody, a little bit of a better checking line against that Maltsev line, because that's the only line that really does a lot of trouble, you know, a lot of problems, causes problems for the NHL guys.
That's Eddestrand back there. Popov is on with Lobanov and Kutyrkin. Forbes for Boston with Savard and O'Reilly. They shoot it in. Here's O'Reilly losing it. Kutyrkin coming down on the left side. Popov over in the other wing, going in a goal, Popov. And he was checked neatly there by Savard. I think it was Savard who did the back checking and knocked the puck away. There's Savard. He just got away from Volchenko. Now over on the left side, Forbes takes the long shot into Tretiak. Volchenkov in behind the net, got away from the check. It's cleared ahead by Popov. Down the ice it goes. Here's Gilbert getting it up on the left side. There's Savard with Forbes. In over the Soviet line. There's Forbes. It's got right on by Savard. And what a splendid save that was by Tretiak. Lobbing off a shot. And doing the switch was Gilbert. And it was wide. We've had excellent scoring opportunities in this game. And there is icing against Boston.
Great action so far. And Phil Esposito, what about the fast break of the Russians? They're getting a lot of one-on-one and two-on-one opportunities.
They break out so quickly that if you don't really contain them in their zone, they have a guy hanging around the blue line, and bang, as soon as they give them the puck, the other guy's coming up late, and they've got a 2-on-1, a 3-on-2, and they do it extremely well.
No score in the first period. 12 minutes and 7 seconds left. There's Schmotz for the Bruins, hitting Rattel. He flicked it in, going in after it against the Gankov. They jam in on the board. Schmotz is looking for a loose puck. Schmotz has it. He tried to center it, and it went through the crease. There's Brad Clark. Now Rattel is after it. Rattel feeding it back in. And the Bruins on top of the Soviets here. Rattel bumping, gets it over to Schmotz. He spun around. Here's Rattel. Clark takes the shot off the glass. Over to the left side, Marcotte. Gankov is after him. Now Vikulov goes in there too, and we get a stoppage in play.
Yeah, we're coming up to half a period. We have not yet had a penalty in the hockey game. Victor Dombrowski, the Soviet referee handling matters tonight. This is Super Series 76 from Boston.
Face off to the right of Tretiak. Gankov clearing it out. The Shlukov is spun around. Now Rattel feeds it back in. And again, the Bruins go on that pattern of forechecking. No score in this, the opening period, but both teams have had glittering scoring opportunities. Now Vikulov forced back into his own zone. Feeds it to Shlukov. Alexandrov had vacated that left side, and Clark takes over and was almost intercepted by Vikulov. Now Rattel over to Schmotz. To Rattel. Rattel trying to pass it, and it hit a leg. Schmotz was upended with a good solid check. Now it's Dallas Smith clearing it back into the Soviet zone. The Bruins are making changes while the play goes on. Now Busick is after it. Passes it to Schmotz, and it's offside at the Soviet line.
The Russian player at the blue line made a great check on Schmotz, and I think it killed the play because Marcotte was open on the left side, and Rattel had the puck, and all he had to do was lay it over there, but that defenseman made a good play on it.
It is Maltsev, Harmelov, and Mikhailov for the Soviets. Busick, Shepard, and Cashman for the Bruins. Puck is in the center ice area. Goats slices it back, and it's over the glass.
And there's not much room in the crowd to duck tonight, sir. You hear that?
I don't think so. This reminds me of 1970. First year we won the Stanley Cup here in Boston.
Yeah, they were jammed in there that year, weren't they, Phil? Would you like to be out there tonight, switch uniforms just for one night?
Yeah, because one game against these guys is not enough. I remember they beat us 7-3 the first game in 72.
10 minutes and 12 seconds. remains. Now Boston going in. Cashman going to go to the goal post. Cashman right in. There's Shepard shooting it right on. Get back away on it. And Cashman thought that he may have not been in, but this Tretiak is picking up where he left off in Montreal on New Year's Eve, but he was helped by the goalpost.
Well, a tough night for Cashman, too. Watch him hit the post here.
Good shot, too.
And he comes right back, Phil.
Here it is, watch. Here's a rebound. He just whacks at it. Good play. Tretiak made a good play.
Soviets clear it out. There's Vasiliak. A long left wing pass. Don't stop it. Cashman over to Busey. He hops in over the Soviet line, and it's knocked off his stick. Mikhailov over to Harlamov. There's the quick shot, the rebound, and Harlamov missed on the rebound. A great chance. There's Gusev. A shot knocked down by Cashman. Here's Cashman getting a break. Cashman going right in on goal. Couldn't get the shot away. Vasiliev came back after him. Here's Busey. Back it goes to Edderstrand. To Shepard. To Busey. Back to Shepard. Here's Gary Doak into the corner for Cashman. Cashman going after it. And there's the pass to Mikhailov. He's coming down with Harlamov. Over the line to Harlamov. Beautiful passing. Now Edderstrand bumps Harlamov. Cashman is knocked down. Out on the left wing at center is Ford. In over the line. And Pushkin knocks it away. Ford takes Pushkin to get on the board. Gusev at the line. Ahead it goes to center. Mikhailov is after it against Park. And Park played it out. 8 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first period. A great first period of hockey. And there's no score. There is Popov. Ahead it goes. Kuk-Yergin tried to get through there. Now, Lobanov is tied up. Here's O'Reilly. He lost his stick, and he kicked it into the Soviet zone. Volchenkov ahead to the line. Lobanov down into the center ice area. Spun around by O'Reilly. Lobanov and Forbes started to shove in front of the Bruins bench. There's the shot by Tavares. And Pushkin was lining him up for a shot.
But Pushkin took the brunt of that one.
Yeah, he did, but I'm going to tell you, the Bruins are starting to get a little bit chippy now. And they better not, or else they're going to get a stupid penalty.
With 8:04 remaining in the first period, the score is Soviet Red Army nothing, Boston Bruins nothing.
It is Gibson, number 27, on for Boston. Moss took a shot. He hit Kuk-Yergin. Now Popov dashing down on the right side. Jammed out of the play by Marchand and Edderstrand. Doak on the right side. Slots was hit by Volchenkov. Kuk-Yergin. Pass intercepted by Marchand. And he brought it in on the offside.
Boy, the checking is fierce at times, Phil. You see all the little tricks when we're so close to the action. The sticks coming up a little bit, digging in.
We don't know. Kushkin was giving the referee a little heck. We don't know what he was saying, though.
It was in Russian.
Vasiliev is being administered to. Now here's Gibson with it for Boston. The pass goes to Edderstrand on the other side. Edderstrand out to Marchand, a backhand shot. Blue puck in front of the net, a scramble. And they hold it out. Moss was doing some rather vigorous shoving in front of Petchak.
Darrell Edderstrand's playing a strong game for Boston, Phil. He kept the puck in. Schmatz had another excellent scoring chance, somewhat reminiscent of the game in Montreal when the Canadians had so many excellent chances.
Well, on that replay there, Marquardt would have got the puck a little bit on his forehand. He would have seen. Watch Schmatz throw a left hook here. Oh, I guess you don't see it. Here's Edderstrand right now. Great. See, it just was a little bit too far in front of Marquardt.
Here, right in front of the net, a shot, the goal post. Shepard hit the goal post. It was up fairly high, but I'm almost certain he hit that goal post. We'll see it on a replay. That's the second time tonight the Bruins have done that. Now it's Cashman up on the left side. There's Nowak going in against Gankov. The Gankov to Alexandrov on the left side. Sukov. He gives it to Vikulov. Vikulov shoots a quick one. Gilbert is down. And how quickly they get those shots away.
I'll tell you, Gilbert is really playing a strong game tonight, Danny. He is standing up to every one of these guys' shots, and that's the best I've seen a goalie play against them so far.
We've had two goal posts hit. Here's that play again. The shot that Gilbert made a stop on. At the other end, just moments earlier, Shepard hit the goal post. post, and they're certainly painted the appropriate colors here tonight, those posts.
No score. First period. Cashman knocked it to center. Duchenko firing it ahead, and he missed Vikulov. Dallas Smith to Cashman in over the line. And it picked us to Gankov. It's Vikulov. Alexandrov on the other wing. Now to Schluchthoff going in. A backhand low shot. He wasn't wide by much. Here come the Bruins. Nowak down on the wing. Puts on the brakes. Alexandrov taking over for the Soviets. They jam in there. The Gankov comes up with it to the other side to Alexandrov. Alexandrov losing it to Cashman. Here's Cashman in the corner, centering it to the other side. Hart into the corner for Cashman. Cashman getting it back. It's at the line. Dallas Smith, a high rising shot. Here's Cashman around the net. Cashman still with it. The Soviets start out. Alexandrov to Vikulov. Vikulov coming out, and it's Charles with 5:53 left in the period.
Game 6 of Super Series 76 is coming to you from Boston. Bill, your old buddy Wayne Cashman looks tired, but he's been playing super hockey.
He's been playing absolutely great. I think he remembers 72 when he got hurt in Sweden, couldn't play in Russia.
Savard, O'Reilly, and Forbes for the Bruins. Ederstrand lobbed an easy one over the line. Maltsev, Harlamov, and Mikhailov. Maltsev weaving his way in. Backhands it in, and Gilbert taking no chances, pulls off.
Well, there's not been a goalless period in this series so far, and the shots on goal to date, Boston 12, Red Army 8.
If I had a line to choose to play against the Maltsev line, it would be Savard, O'Reilly, and Forbes. And that's what's happening out there now.
On the right side at center, O'Reilly hit Forbes with it. Forbes going in. Weak shot. And Tretiak covers up.
Bill, Tretiak likes to cover up on the puck. He doesn't leave anything to chance around his net.
I can't remember, but in 72 whether he did that or not, but in 74, I think Jerry Cheevers covered up an awful lot, and I think he took a little lesson from Cheevers.
Now O'Reilly. He hits Savard with it, digging it out. Here's Savard trying to center it, and the Soviets start out. Mikhailov headmans the puck, and it's over Harlamov's stick.
So dangerous. Coming up in our intermission, we're going to have a feature on Tretiak, the Soviet goaltender. Bill Good will be along with Brad Park of the Bruins, and Howie Meeker will be along with special highlights. Here comes Ken Hart.
Yeah, that's what they're cheering for, and I'm glad. I'd like to see him play. He's been a super friend of mine for a long time, and I think he's a darn good hockey player. Too good to be sitting on the bench.
Rattel, Hodge, and Marcotte for the Bruins. There is Park with it. He hits Dallas Smith. He swings it out to Rattel. Rattel shooting it in. Hodge is going in on the right side. And against Gusev. It's stopped by Park over to Marcotte. Marcotte a backhand shot. Put it to the net. And Rattel hit the side of the net. Here's Hodge. Hodge behind, trying to center. He gets up the net. And Rattel hit Tretiak. Here's Park. Park from the corner. Park trying to get possession against Vasiliev. It's centered. Mikhailov starting away, going down against Dallas Smith. Back to Harlamov. And he passed it to an open wing. Now Maltsev follows up, goes to the other side, bodied by Marcotte. To Vasiliev, shot by Hodge. Hodge ahead to Rattel. Rattel trying to drop it back. Rattel still with it. He centered it in front. Tretiak down. Now Vasiliev is hit by Hodge. Vasiliev is knocked off balance by Marcotte. Hodge has it together. Oh! A tremendous save by Tretiak. How does he do it? Now Harlamov coming out with Mikhailov. Harlamov over the line. Going in, spun around by Dallas Smith.
I knew it.
And the penalty is coming up.
First penalty of the hockey game goes to Dallas Smith. Remarkable goaltending from Tretiak from the Garden in Boston. Super Series 76. Bill, let's look at that penalty back. Dallas Smith.
Well, I'm going to tell you, he could have called about 4 or 5 other penalties, and he called one like that. My prejudice is showing, I think.
And the Soviets, they have a tremendously potent power play. They have Schluchthoff, Alexandrov, Vikulov, Duchenko, Sagankov. Now Park in behind the net, gives it to Forbes on the left side, and he sends the Soviets back down the ice. We have Shepard and Forbes and Sims along with Park defending for the Bruins. Now Alexandrov on the right side in over the line. Back to the line, it's not over. Duchenko at his own line for the Soviets. Vikulov watching Forbes, who is doing some forechecking. No score. By Shepard. Here's Shepard feeding it to the other side. And the Soviets start out. Krukov is over the line. Getting set to Sagankov in front of the net. And Sims cleared it. Now Vikulov getting set, trying to get it in front. Shepard knocked it away. Sagankov back in it close to Vikulov to the side of the net. And he knocked Alexandrov down. Good work by Brad Park. Now Brad Park mixing it up with Alexandrov. There's back to Luchenko. He takes a shot. Alexandrov and Park looking at each other. They go into the board penalty. And a penalty coming up to Alexandrov.
Alexandrov took a swing at Park. The referee saw that, but moments earlier, his back was turned when Park took a swing at Alexandrov.
Yeah, but that play, particular play, I wish we could see the replay. Alexandrov went over Park and gave him the cross-check. He's been the most aggressive player I think I've ever seen as far as the Soviets go. I think maybe it's because he's so young and he's sort of, getting the style of the NHL. I really believe that.
He's only 20.
He's a heck of a hockey player.
Soviet penalty to number 11.
Are you kidding me?
Flores.
There it is here.
Watch again now. This was the end of that play. Earlier, Bill, we saw
Park throw a punch.
Time of the penalty, 17 minutes.
It started off anyway behind the net, and they were really going at it. I thought they was going to call him for both, to tell you the truth.
Alexandrov for roughing at 17-20.
Dallas Smith has 43 seconds left in his penalty. Alexandrov just starting, so they are 5 aside, and there is no score. Now here's Gibson over the line, back to Schmaltz. He shoots it to the upper corner, and it was a tremendous shot. Here's Schmaltz again, shooting it right on. That time Tretiak was in front of it. The Bruins at this stage out shooting the Soviets 17-8. But don't think that Gilbert hasn't pulled off some great saves too. He has. Now Mikhailov chasing it back into his own zone. Vasiliev gave it to Mikhailov to the other side. Here's Schmaltz with it. He shoots. Oh, how did he get a piece of that? He has robbed Schmaltz 3 or 4 times. Gusev on the corner. Now the Bruins with the advantage. Alice Smith is up the penalty box. Harlamov got away on that right side. He is a smoothie. Passes it over to Mikhailov. Mikhailov and Harlamov, and we have 55 seconds left in the penalty to Alexandrov. Harlamov shooting it down the ice. Coach Don Cherry sending out to Rappel. Tyson, Park, Mott, and Everstrand stays out there. Here is Park into the center ice area. Pass over to Cashman into Soviet territory. To Rappel has shot and he fired it wide. Here's Mott. Mott getting set. He centered it. Everstrand going after it. It comes to the side of the net. And Tretiak holds on.
Big story in this period has been the play of Tretiak, as you might expect, off his previous performances.
He's really playing well, and I noticed that, and you don't notice it playing against him so much, but he is down quite a bit on his knees. A la my brother, Kenny Dryden, Dryden goes down in that sort of approach when he can't see the puck and all that, and Tretiak does the same thing.
Now in the period, 1 minute remaining. 18 seconds left in the Alexandrov penalty. No score in the first period. Brad Park fakes the pass. Now he holds it, hands it off to Everstrand. He flicked it into Soviet territory. Rattel behind the net. Here's Rattel on the board for Hodge. Hodge has it around the net. Hodge still with it. He rolled it over to the other side. Alexandrov is back on. Here's Brad Park working the corner, centering it to Rattel. And it's hooked away by Krukov. Goes to Vikulov. Vikulov losing it to Hodge. And Hodge gaining a degree of popularity here at the Boston Garden. Here's Rattel coming in, the shot. And it was blocked by Tretiak. Luchenko to Alexandrov. He almost put it on Rattel's stick. On the left side, Glukov pops over the line. To Vikulov, a shot. And that one went off. He's Gilbert.
Still no scoring. First period from the Boston Garden. Just 4 seconds left in the period.
Danny, I think that one, Danny, went off the crossbar. Not Gilbert. I think it hit the crossbar. And if we had a replay, I think you'd see it just hit the crossbar, I think.
Well, let's see if we can get that replay.
So if that's the case, it'll be two goalposts and one crossbar this period.
Boston leading 2-1 in that department, but there's no score in the game. Boston having hit the post plates, and now the end of the first period, and I think everybody enjoyed that demonstration of great hockey by two teams.
An absolutely
great effort.
An absolutely great hockey period. I think nobody can be disappointed with that effort of both teams. It was unbelievable.
Shots on goal by the Boston Bruins, 19 by the Soviet Red Army, 9. And that's the most shots by a team in a period to date. They've changed the date. Live from the Garden in Boston, Super Series 76. In our broadcast booth, let me reintroduce Phil Esposito, who contributed so many glorious moments to Boston hockey here at the Boston Garden. Now you're witnessing a great moment, Phil, and helping us out with the broadcast.
This is a great hockey game. I'm not surprised at the way the Bruins are playing. I'm kind of ecstatic because the Russians are so darn good, and I'm really, really happy to see the way the Bruins are playing hockey. And they're sticking to hockey, and they're not going out and getting crazy penalties like the Rangers did, and they're staying in the game.
Well, there's going to be a new story for the Rangers pretty soon. We're going to get into that later, but what should we look for now with the second period about to get underway?
I think you should look for much of the same, and I think that by that I mean the forechecking of the Bruins, the constant pressure on Tretiak. Sooner or later he's got to break. I mean, it's got to break. I mean, this man can't keep up these saves.
You're getting to wonder about it.
I mean, he had 19 shots on net, but I'd say 15 of them were from about 15 or 25 feet, and I mean, great scoring opportunities. And then I think Gilbert on the other end has been fantastic, and if he can keep up the same pace that he is going at, that this game can go scoreless. I'll tell you, these guys are really great. I also feel that the one thing that the Bruins have to do is contain Maltsev, Karmelov, and Mikhailov. And if they can contain these three guys, they'll beat this Russian team, because those three guys do the bulk of the scoring for them.
You know, I was cheered to see that performance by Ken Hodge out there in that first period. He's taken such a roasting here in Boston, and yet he was digging every second he was on the ice.
As far as I'm concerned, Kenny Hodge is too good of a hockey player to be sitting on the bench, and I'm saying it across Canada. I'm saying it for the record. Yes, he is a friend of mine. Yes, I am prejudiced, and I just think he's too darn good of a hockey player to be sitting on the bench.
How about the officiating? We were all concerned about the Soviet official Victor Dombrowski tonight.
I think he's doing a good job. I feel like maybe he's let a little bit too much go on both sides. Not only the Bruins, but the Russians also. And I think maybe he's going to be a little bit tougher this period, and so maybe we're going to see a little bit more penalties.
You realize, of course, that he was the fellow who acted as a goal judge in '72 and failed to turn that red light on. You remember that?
No. That almost caused a war. Are you kidding me?
Alan Eagleson.
That's right.
Thank you, Bill. Let's get back to work, and let's get back to Danny Gallivan.
Teams are back on the ice. There's no score in the game. The only statistics to report on the first period: 2 penalties to Alexandrov of the Soviets for roughing, and it was Smith prior to that going off for the Bruins for a holding. Boston outshot the Soviets 19-8. And so the Boston Garden, steeped in rich hockey tradition over a half-century, the Bruins celebrating their 50th year this year. This Boston Garden, the locale of the most interesting international hockey game tonight. And this is a sellout crowd, no question about it. They're standing 4 and 5 deep. And I don't think they'll go away disappointed, even if nothing happens here in, because they've seen so much in that first period. And you know, Phil, remember, it's 0-0. One of the finest hockey games I've ever seen was the 0-0 game in Montreal between Boston And Montreal, it was Grey Cup Eve, I think, 1968.
Remember the goalies were?
Yes, that's the deal.
That's right, and Jerry Cheevers. I'll never forget that game. We could have played, I think, until 3 o'clock in the morning and not scored any goals.
But you agree that that was just a great one?
That was one of the best hockey games I've ever been involved with and I've ever seen. But I'm going to tell you, this game here is coming close. At least the first period gives all indication that it's going to be a super hockey in the rest of the way.
There's Victor Dombrowski, your pal, Phil. You'll be seeing him, I guess, from time to time in future years.
If I ever see him again, I'm going to get him one of those little things with a button so he can press the red light.
He's no longer a goal judge.
Well, I can see that.
For the Soviets, Shlupkov, number 22 at center. Alexandrov, 11 over on the far left wing, and Vikulov, 18 on the right side. Rattel is centering for Boston. Marcotte and Schmutt on the wing. Marcotte shooting it in, and there's Schmutt. He had 4 shots on goal in that first period. He goes after his man. He's sending it right in front. And it went off Rattel. He really didn't have it. And it's back into the center ice area. Harlamov also had 4 shots on goal in the first period. Now Vikulov is chasing it into Boston territory. Smith touches it, and that's icing against the Soviets.
4 shots on goal out of 8 isn't bad, that's for sure.
John Rattel of Boston Bruins also was a 4-shot man in the first 20 minutes.
You know what? It's going to be interesting to see whether Don Cherry keeps that Savard line on Maltsev's line, because I think he's going to have to.
From the face-off, back near his own line, Dallas Smith ahead on the left wing boards. It's propelled in gently by Marcotte. Kuchenko taken into the corner by Rattel. Now there's Park going in after it. Park shoots it to the side. And it ricocheted over the glass. And it's scramble. A souvenir of this game is something, I guess.
Well, Danny, you heard Brad Park tell Bill Good Jr. that he thought the Bruins would skate even better in this second period. We'll have to look forward to that.
You noticed the minute that Bruins made a change and put Shepardstein out there, the Russian guys threw out Maltsev, Mikhailov, and Karmelov.
Now Cashman, his pass gobbled up by Harlamov on the right side. Here's Maltsev, and he's picked by Edderstrand. Maltsev trying to center it. He does. And flopping out there is Gilbert.
Well, I think very much that I just can't help, and I'm repeating myself, but I feel that Don has to put Savard line, who's the second line, to stop these guys.
It's Doak in behind the net. 1 minute and 2 seconds have gone by in the second period. Edderstrand up to Busick. He tipped it, and it missed Cashman. Now Shepard is going after it against Gusev. They go into the corner. Shepard up in it. Vasiliev cleared it. It's stopped by Doak. Back in behind the net, and Cashman missed it. Here's Busick, the big chief from the other side. To Edderstrand, a shot. And off the stick. Gusev, there's a shot by Cashman right on. And the Bruins forechecking the Soviets again. Vasiliev up on the right side. Doak back into Cashman. Here's Cashman flicking it. And it went off Pretziak. A tie in the air again. Maltsev getting it out to Harlamov with Mikhailov. They're in over the line. A weak shot by Harlamov. Shepard golfed it down the ice. That's going to be icing against the Bruins.
No, he's tired. That's why he golfed it down the ice. They're really forechecking, eh, Brian?
Well, they are, and I think that Cashman was also tired once in the first period. Tonight's game is coming to you from the Garden in Boston.
To the left is Gilbert, number 10, to Diegan. He's out there with Lobanov and Popov. It's Savard, Forbes, and O'Reilly. Park in possession. He's chased back by Lobanov, laid it on the board. Forbes was jammed out of the play. It's back into the Soviet zone. Volchenkov being watched closely by Savard. Now it's stopped by O'Reilly. In for Park. It's off his stick. And Dallas Smith waiting for Forbes to get back on side. He hit O'Reilly. He lost it. It's picked up by Dallas Smith. Smith in over the line. He carries on to the corner. Here's Smith getting set. He still has it. Twisting and turning on the board. Now to the other side. Over there goes Lobanov. Lobanov is boarded by O'Reilly. Forbes coming back and shot it.
Phil Esposito talked about a break. Phil, you were talking about a break just as we started this period. There it is.
That's the big break. Like I was saying, that Tretiak, here's the play here. Forbes just shoots in desperation, really. Tretiak makes a mistake, the puck's in the net. So we were talking about Tretiak, how good he is from in close. Maybe he sleeps a little bit like some of the goalies in the NHL do. Maybe he is human.
Well, we were beginning to wonder, but he misjudged a shot from the corner, or a pass from the corner, just moments before that goal. But suddenly the Bruins are on the scoreboard, leading 1-0.
And play is on again. Boston 1, Soviet no score. Now there's Rattel in along the board. Here's Schmuck chasing it around the Soviet net. He centered it, and the Army team starts off. Vikulov coming in on the left side. He goes to the corner against Edisbrand. Rattel is bumped by Alexandrov. He got it to Doak. Doak up on the left side to Marcotte. Now there's Alexandrov. He's brought to the ice by Schmuck. Here's the penalty coming up. It's a hooking charge against Schmuck.
Well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Live from the Garden in Boston, Super Series 76. We're back at the Boston Garden, ready to resume play with Bobby Schmutz off for hooking 3:31.
So the Soviets on the power play. Vikulov and Sims along the boards. There's Alexandrov chasing it to the other side. Zagankov getting it over. Yuchenko winds up for a high drive. There's Shlukov trying to get it back, and it's stopped by Shepard. He shoots it down the ice. We have Forbes and Shepard, Sims, and Hart defending for Boston. Vikulov hitting the Boston line. Shlukov has it. Getting it back to Gonkov. Kicked out neatly by Gilbert. Here's Forbes, and he shoots it down the ice. A minute and 10 seconds left in the penalty. Good forechecking there by Forbes and Shepard in the Soviet zone. Rink-wide pass gobbled up on the side by Vikulov, going in against him. Into the corner now against Brad Hart. And they get a stoppage this way with 54 seconds left in this Schmuck penalty.
Well, you notice how they're passing around, but here comes the line now. They're Maltsev and that's Karmelov and Mikhailov. And these guys will pass the puck around like crazy. I'm glad to see Dunn making a change because I think Shep and Forby are a little bit tired.
They did a good job while they were out there.
It is Gusev and Vasiliev out of your picture. They're on the point. Now it's center Raiders, but they score! Harlamov
did it.
Shot.
And it's a tie hockey game as Harlamov, with a quick backhand shot, catches the corner behind Gilles Gilbert. Here it is, Phil.
Well, what happened was Al Sims and Brad both overskated the puck a little bit. Watch on the faceoff. It's just lying there. Al Sims overskates it there. Then Brad goes after the guy, and it's just a quick backhand shot. But there's what I mean. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that was a rotten penalty. But if you get a penalty against these guys, they're so dangerous.
So it is a tie hockey game, tied at 1. There's a pass from Vasiliev. It goes down the ice. Etta Strand is after it. And that is an icing call against the Soviets.
Valery Harlamov, Danny, 27 years old, scores for the Soviets. He scored 125 goals in 174 international games up to this season.
Indonesian hockey player. Here's Cashman trying to work in from the faceoff. Now it's back to the point to Doak. He feeds it behind the net. Maltsev clearing it to Vasiliev. Back to Maltsev. Now Busing is going after it. Maltsev passing it ahead. It's down the ice again. Edisbrand. Mikhailov after him, and Edisbrand. Maybe contact. 14:44 left in the second period.
Bill, let's take another look at that goal by Harlamov and the face-off, the important face-off.
Well, here it is. Al Sims goes by it. Park goes by it, and a good backhand, quick shot. I mean, he just shot it at the net, and that's what makes for a good goal scorer like Harlamov.
Now it's slapped back in. Gibson reaching for it. Ashman gets it up along the wing. Harlamov ahead to Mikhailov at center. He's bumped by Cashman. Harlamov waiting for Mikhailov to get onside. Mikhailov and Cashman having words. Here's Gibson going in. He centered it right in front. And it's picked off by Maltsev. Ahead it goes. Harlamov is over the line. Now wheeling back on the right wing is Cashman. He picks it up himself over to Busikin off the boards. He missed it. Cashman couldn't get it. Harlamov digs back in on the right side. Back to Mikhailov. He puts on the break. It's into the corner. Edestrand. Ahead to Busick. Soviets keep it in. Now it goes to Mikhailov. Mikhailov around the net. He tried to center it and he hit the net. Edestrand ahead to Cashman. With Busick, the veteran Bruins are in over the line. Busick gives it to Savard. Back to Busick in front. And Gusev was there. Vasiliev cleared it. Now here's Savard. Savard with it. Getting set for a pass. And it was deflected by Gusev. Busick getting it back. Brad Park cleared it in. It hit the referee and Petyak had to clear.
This crowd is really alive at the Boston Garden.
I think that Cashman and Mikhailov have something going. This dates back, believe me, sounds like old history, but it does date back to 72 in Toronto when Mikhailov cleared Cash. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, Cashman's not the cleanest player in the world, but Mikhailov's one of the dirtiest hockey players I've ever played against as far as clearing and all that.
Now Brad Park, there's a shot. And it ends up in behind the net. Here's O'Reilly digging it from the corner area. O'Reilly shoved along the boards by Volchenkov. They struggle for it. In there goes Savard against Kuzgin. They fight for it. And they go down, and there's a whistle.
A lot of energy being expended, and looking ahead to Sunday afternoon, watch for it, Philadelphia and Red Army, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CBC.
I think the Russian guys are getting the Bruins a little upset, and this could lead to some stupid penalties, and I hope it doesn't happen. Well, there's Carol Bad.
Now Kuzgin trying to shake off Savard. It's behind. Solodukin playing it up, and it's intercepted by O'Reilly. Back to the point to Park. In for O'Reilly. Oh, right in front. And he couldn't make that good contact. The Bruins still pressing the Soviets. Here's O'Reilly around the net. He centered it in front. And Savard was upended. And the Bruins supporters reacted on that. There's Park clearing it ahead and went over the glass.
I don't blame them for reacting on that one. Looked like football said. A guy tackled him.
The crowd screaming for a penalty after Savard was pulled down right in the goal crease.
But you notice how this line of Savard, O'Reilly, and Forbes hem the other team in the zone. And this is what I think you have to do, and that's why I think they should put him against Maltsev's line. Because they'll forecheck him so much. Oh, listen to this. The Russian raspberry.
Now the Soviets. Yuchenko coming out at center. They're broken up. Vikulov recovers into the center ice area. Hands it off to Shlukov. He couldn't get anywhere. Vikulov with Rattel after him. Vikulov is in over the Boston line. Marcotte comes up with it. Marcotte with Schmutz on the right side. It's off his stick. Schmutz got by Luchenko. Opposite to Gankov in the corner. Now Shlukov starting out at the line. Alexandrov at center. In on the Boston line. And Edestrand cleared it down on the left wing. Luchenko back there after it. Forechecking Rattel. The Gankov up on the right side to Vikulov. Vikulov coming in against Dallas Smith, who took him out of the play effectively. Now centered out. Shlukov a shot, and he's wide. Alexandrov trying to center it, and it hit Dallas Smith. Now they go to the board. Marcotte clearing it out. And they're taking turns and pressing each other. First it was the Bruins and then the Soviets. Lutsenko over on the other side. Alexandrov. Back it turns to Sergenkov. He dropped it back. Mikhailov is on the ice. Maltsev is coming on. So is Varlamov. Now, at that, the area outside the line cleared in offside by Markov.
This is Superseries 76 from Boston.
Each team has scored a goal nearing the midway mark. Cashman shooting it. It's bouncing in from the net. They bang away at it. No goal. Let's see. Out they come out of the mix-up. Here it is.
The high stick, though. Let's see whether they hit him. I don't know. You can't tell whether they hit the puck or not.
I think Krejciak just held it out and, well, wait a minute. The face-off is coming outside the line now.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Did they hit it, Danny?
I don't know. Shepard took a swipe at it. It's very difficult to tell whether or not he made contact. He's convinced he didn't do that. Phil?
Oh, look, I just was wondering. I'm sorry. I was watching in the crowd over there. Looks like there were some people having trouble with some Russian supporters, which is really terrible. I wish they just let them watch the hockey game.
Face off outside the Soviet line. Brad Park with the long. Vasiliev in behind the net. Face up, but they can't get it out over the line. Now Harlamov did. Dallas Smith took over and handed it to Nowak on the offside.
Krejciak seems to be a little shaky on those long shots right now.
I was noticing it. Did you notice that last long shot?
He's not handling cleanly like he was before.
Out over the line. Harlamov missed it. Down the ice, Gilbert had to. Now Cashman. He missed Shepard. Now Park back into Cashman. By Nowak. Try to feed it in front, and a good defensive play by Park. Here's Nowak down on the left side.
Sound trouble is temporary.
Here's Maltsev. Maltsev stuttering it himself. Puck a shot off Dallas Smith's leg. Right in front of Karlov. And he scores! Karlov is down on the ice. Oh, come on.
That's Mikhailov, I believe, Danny. And it was Cashman who swung around at Mikhailov. After the goal was scored, Harlamov picked up his second goal to put Soviet Red Army in front. Let's watch on the replay.
Watch what happened.
Brilliant shot again by Harlamov.
Yeah, Mikhailov with Gilbert there.
There's the goal. Now watch Cashman, upper part of your screen, if we could just carry that along. There's Cashman taking a swing out of your picture, and down goes Mikhailov.
Yeah, it was a good two-hander, I'll say that, but I don't think he's very bad as he thinks he is.
One moment, please. Sound trouble is temporary.
Way out, Volchenkov up on the left side. He shoots it in. And it's Dallas Smith clearing it to the line. Zagankov into Popov. A shot wide by Volchenkov. Now Marcotte. In possession for Boston to Dallas Smith. Less than 5 minutes left in the second period. The Soviets 3, the Bruins 1. Hart beats it to Dallas Smith, and the veteran defenseman cuts in on the left side. His shot hits Zagankov. Now Zagankov working his way out. Down with Popov. Alexandrov cutting in on the right side. Takes the shot. Centered it. And Gary Doak was the goalie there. And very coolly cleared it. Now on the right side. Smots over the line. Here's the Smots into the corner. He's been outstanding for Boston tonight. Now he goes to the other side. Zagankov tying him up and clearing it out off Gibson's stick. Vikulov is down there against Edisbrand. Here's Cashman on the left side. It misses Marcotte. Zagankov up on the left wing. Cashman blocked it. He keeps it in. There's a pass in front. And a Russian seems to be there every time in front of that net. Alexandrov, he's in over the line with that head fake, and he loses it. Edisbrand twisting and turning from the corner, down on the right side, rolled it ahead, and Shepard finally picks it up. Gives it to Cashman. Cashman to Busick. Here's Busick with Shepard, and this time Vasiliev was there with his stick. Vikulov on the right wing. Follows up and clears it in. Here's Busick trying to center that. They're getting it out there, but it's cleared. Here's Shepard getting it by. And it went by Cashman. Harlamov in over the line. Harlamov into the slot position. Vikulov missed it. Brad Park taking his time. He spun around and a penalty coming up. Slukov is going off. Gilbert is out of the net. He's Slukov for hooking.
Game 6 of Super Series 76 is coming to you live from Boston. Slukov off for hooking, and Danny, we understand we're having some audio problems. We're trying to get that rectified as quickly as possible.
I'm jinxed here. I was here for radio game a month ago, and we had an audio problem.
I can't hear you, Dan.
In any case, Hodge shoots it right up. They score!
Rattel on the rebound. Rattel gets the Bruins back in the hockey game with 2:29 left, Bill.
Great play here. Kenny Hodge. He gets on the ice for one shift, makes a great shot. The rebound is there, and Ratty is right there to poke her home. A beautiful. Right here, watch. At number 5, Vasiliev, is it? He's getting away from Rattel instead of taking a pass.
You mentioned before the power play started that the Bruins had stopped shooting that puck.
Right.
Hodge got a good one there.
He let it go pretty well.
So now coming in is the Bird, and it's offside. 2:21 left in the second period, and it's a one-goal differential.
Maybe I'll pick the Bruins up now that they'll stop with a little bit of chippiness and get back to playing hockey.
From the Garden in Boston, Super Series 76.
Face off on the center ice side of that red line toward Boston territory. Now a chopping high shot by O'Reilly. He centers it. Knocked down by Dallas Smith. Smith now chasing it toward the corner behind the net for Ford. He goes to the other side against Volchenkov. Now O'Reilly centering it. And behind the net it goes. O'Reilly still with it. Out it comes to Ford. He shoots it in there. And Kuzkin cleared it. Popoff rolled it out over the line. O'Reilly back to Dallas Smith. The Soviets, a 3. The Bruins, 2. Volchenkov to Popoff. Back it goes to Solidukin. Solidukin playing it to the point. Kept in by Ford. This line works tremendously hard for Boston. Savard, O'Reilly, and Ford. Now it's down the ice. Eddestrand after it. And they go back into Soviet territory for the faceoff.
That goal by Rattel has brought the Bruins back to life after they showed signs of starting to collapse a little bit. The goal by Harlamov, the second one, when Cashman took that rather unnecessary slash at Mikhailov. I grant you it was unnecessary. Mikhailov may have been acting for a while. It looked like it might take Marcus Welby's magic hands to revive that young man, but suddenly, a few seconds later, he was back on there.
Bruins, everybody up. Doak chases it, cleared it to the corner. Lutsenko failed to clear it out. Here's Cashman shooting it, and it's off the corner board. Starting out over the line, Vikulov ahead to Alexandrov, cutting in, takes the shot, and a good quick save by Gilbert. Cashman clearing it over to Busick, back for Cashman in over the Soviet line, going after Lutsenko. Sagankov knocked it out to Vikulov. Vikulov over the line, and his shot went off Doak over the glass.
52 seconds left, and in our intermission, our second intermission, Howie Meeker will be back to talk about the series with Dave Hodge. Bill Good will be along to talk with Carol Vadnais. You know him, don't you, Phil? And Howie Meeker will have special highlights from this game. A great game it's been from the Boston Garden.
And for this face-off, deep in Boston territory, there you're looking at Maltsev, who got that third goal for the Soviets. He's between Harlamov and Mikhailov. The defense playing up. Park has it. Park takes his time. He's a smoothie. Gives it to Dallas Smith. Smith along the boards. He's checked by Mikhailov. Rattel is looking on. Smith has it. Now Harlamov. Maltsev try to get it in front. Rattel to the left side to Marcotte to Rattel. He shoots it to the corner. Spots in there after Gusev. Now we have 22 seconds left. Puck in the center ice area. Rattel took that pass offside from Park. And Park did not like that delayed call.
Well, I don't know whether it was offside. I don't think it was. I think the puck didn't come out of the blue line. But the one thing I noticed out here right now is that Marcotte is just staying right with Mikhailov in this play here, on this particular shift.
And Vasiliev, deep in his own zone. Mikhailov up on the left side. Gusev doing some skating in his own zone. Rattel doing the forechecking. And that's the end of the second period. 5 goals in the period. Soviets getting 3 of them. Who got the other 2?
You can see that the shots on goal after 2 periods of play. Boston Bruins 27. The Red Army team 13. Bruins took 8 in that period. Soviets 5. Live from the Boston Garden, Super Series 76. With 20 minutes of hockey ahead of us, again we ask the question of Phil Esposito, what to look for in the third period, Phil?
Well, I think that you're going to look for, I think we should look for the Bruins. I'm afraid that they're going to start getting a little bit chippy. I hope not, because if they start getting penalties, but the way it looked at the end of that second period, or just in the middle, that they're starting to get a little chippy and starting to get frustrated. And they were starting to run at the Russians. And if they run at them and get stupid penalties, man, they're going to be in for a long night.
I want to bring up the penalty to Cashman because really he could have taken a 5-minute penalty for intent to injure there when Mikhailov went down. The fact that Mikhailov got up quickly, made a marvelous recovery, really didn't have much to do with it. It was a kind of a vicious slash against Mikhailov. And
well, you know, Brian, let me say this, that you're right. I don't think it was just, but in the NHL we have an unwritten rule that if your goaltender is touched, you protect him at all costs. Now, Mikhailov skated through the crease, grabbed Gilbert, and sort of knocked him down. And then after the goal was scored, Cash was really frustrated, and he did a stupid thing. But, I mean, this goes back from a long time, too, believe me, that Cash owed him one. Let's put it that way.
Okay, Phil, we're almost set to play. Let's go back to Danny Gallivan.
And the score, 3-2 for the Soviets. Harlamov with 2 goals, Maltsev with 1, and for the Bruins, Forbes and Rattel. And it's going to be Rattel going to center for Boston, Marcotte on the left side, and Schmotz on the right wing. And for the Soviets, Shliptov, Alexandrov, and Vikulov. Now play is underway. Luchenko in his own zone, dropped it on the boards for Shliptov. Here's Schmotz with it, and he fired it to the far side from the sharp angle. Off the boards, down the ice it goes. Gilbert clearing it, Vikulov. Shliptov missed that pass, and Schmotz cleared it to the corner. Vikulov rammed in on the boards, taken out the play by Dallas Smith, and Park starts out. Park coming up on the left side. Park is in on the line. He shoots it, a big save there by Tretiak. A brilliant play by Park. Bang, bang all the way. Vikulov to Alexandrov. He missed it. It's centered. There's the shot. They score! The Gamecock on that long shot from the blue line. And it happens all the time. When the goalie comes up with a big save in the other end, the other team comes back and scores.
How many times have we seen that happen in hockey? Here it is here. No stop. A good drop pass. He actually missed it, and he just turned around and wheeled it right out in front of him, straight back to the point. And he just beat Joe. That was it.
4-2 the score now. Red Army in front of the Boston Bruins after Brad Park, when down ice, made a fine play. Might have passed over to Forbes on it. They failed to score. Red Army came right back and got their 4th goal.
Gusev clearing it on the left side. Down the ice it goes. That's Edestrand after it, being watched by Mikhailov. Harlamov on the other side, working it along the boards, taken out the play by Edestrand. Shepard's pass failed to click. Mikhailov back into his own zone, hands it off. Maltsev, a good move against Busick. Passing it back. Harlamov trying to get it. Now it's picked up by Maltsev. He lost it as shot. Gusev's shot hit Doak. Another shot, a high by Gusev. What are you doing here, Brian? You're spilling stuff.
This little spilled ink or spilled milk.
That shot there, really, I think could hurt Doak. That shot could have hurt Doak. It just about got him in the face. Wow. That never ceases to amaze me, really, defensemen, how they could drop in front of the puck like that.
Wouldn't you like to play defense?
No,
I'll
never.
tell you, one defenseman out there that's played a great game is Vasilyev, Danny.
He's been a take-charge fellow out there, a real general in front of Tretiak. Forbes shooting it in. Now O'Reilly corrals it on the boards. Here's O'Reilly around the net. Gusev is after him. They both go down. Puck is cleared ahead to Harlamov. Harlamov hitting the line. Back checking was Savard. Harlamov cleared it in. Now Doak, a pass, and it's off Savard's stick into the corner. Vasilyev knocked to the ice by Forbes. Doak keeping it in. Harlamov to Mikhailov. Savard is watching him. Soviets leading the Bruins 4-2 in the 3rd period, and we have played 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Here's O'Reilly coming back with Forbes, who takes it on the left side. Forbes passing it back. Here's Brad Park going in. Park takes the shot, and he slashes it wide. Savard along the boards. Gusev passing it to Popov, and he cleared it into the center ice area. Dallas Smith gently tipped it in on the left side. Vasilyev to Gusev ahead. Volchkov flashed it over the line. Smots to Park up on the left side. Now back on the right wing. Smots couldn't pick it up as it came off the board. Popov turning with Volchkov is on the right side. There's the pass to Volchkov, and it's offside.
From the Boston Garden, Super Series 76. Good look at all the sticks along that Soviet bench. Let's get back to the face-off and the play, Danny.
Face-off in the center ice area. Volchkov clearing it in. Soviets 4, Bruins 2 in the third period. Here is Park, bringing it out over the line. Comes to the left wing. Now he dashes in over the Soviet line into the corner. His pass goes off Kuzkin's stick. Popov is belted by Park. Now here's Rattel trying to get it in front. And Kuzkin cleared it to the other side. Kuzkin playing it into the center ice area. Dallas Smith turning at his own line. At center to the right side. And it went off Volchenko's stick. Popov to Volchkov. He's in over the line, dropping it back. Now Marcotte wheeling back with Rattel. Rattel is over the line, passing it back to Marcotte. He tried to get it in front. Kuzkin after it. It's back to the line and into the center ice area. Gary Doak winding it along the boards to the other side. Marcotte slashed it against Kuzkin, and it went over the glass.
And Don Cherry, rather concerned at this point in the hockey game with 15:58 left to play. Soviet Red Army 4, Boston 2.
Now, one of the things that the Russians do that we do, or don't do, they never give the puck away, and the other teams don't, and we do.
Now Forbes getting it out of front. Gibson shoots it. Another shot. Loose puck in front of the net. Hodge takes the shot. Tretiak is down.
Hodge got the shot up, but not quite high enough and not quite into the corner of the net, right at Tretiak. Close call there for the Bruins.
When you're that close, though, Brian, I don't think you really have time to look. You just have to shoot it as quick as you can.
Well, you seem to find the openings when you shoot them, Phil.
Bruins, everybody up. Hodge playing it in for Gibson. He's against the Gankov. Now Hodge takes the Gankov into the boards. They struggle for possession. Hodge still going after. Great work by Hodge. Back to Doak. Doak takes the shot. And he's 3 or 4 feet wide. Let's see. We're going to have penalty or penalties here. Hodge is going to go off, I think.
Might be 2 of them, Danny. Number 6 may go as well. Tonight's game is coming to you from the Garden in Boston.
Number 6.
Let's see if we can catch it here, Dan and Bill. Number 6 and Hodge.
2 minutes.
Gankov and Hodge.
Slashing.
Penalties there.
Look at him. He's all over Hodge. Really.
Boston penalty to number 8.
Here's a shot from the point by Sims. Vasiliev couldn't clear it against Forbes. Gibson goes in there. Back to Park over the other side. Here's Sims going in for the shot. There's puck in front of the net after Tretiak had made another brilliant save. Nikulov fires it wide. Now it comes to the line. Vasiliev back into Nikulov. Nikulov passing it toward the corner. Gluktov watching Sims carefully. Teams are playing 5 aside. The Bruins, Gibson starting out. Ahead to Forbes. He's upended by Vasiliev. A solid check, and he's quite a defenseman, no question.
Excellent defenseman, right, Phil? Vasiliev, number 5.
He's one of the good hip checkers that I've seen in a game of hockey, that's for sure. He lines you up and he hits you pretty well with it.
He's got a little cut over that eye, too. Again, here's
There's the hip check there.
Cashman back at his own line. Sims giving it off to Park. Park back to Sims.